Hello, I'm lost, and I've left this game for a bit. A bit being maybe 10 minutes before I was like, hey, I really want to find out where I was going. Or rather, where I was supposed to go. I don't have many things in my inventory anymore. It seems like they take things out. But I do have another diary entry, which I will proceed to read. The greeting I received upon my arrival was as cold as the castle walls. Although Andrew Harrison, the lawyer who had contacted me on behalf of the family in the past, did his best to try and make me feel welcome, the staff seemed as strange as my family, with the maids sulking in and out of locked doors, and the old gardener Rory warning me about some dark family secret yet refusing to share any details. Letters I found around the house reflected my father's obsession with the occult. He spent most of my childhood studying it, traveling the world to seek out esoteric tomes. I was about to say gnomes. And Grandfather Edward, his letters and notes make Grandmother Margaret's admiration for him all the more puzzling. To Edward, people were merely chattels, just things to be done away with as he wished. I can only hope that the hallucinations of the boy I suffered, real as they might have seemed, have been the result of the combined strains of the past weeks. I read that weird, but anyway, continue. Memories perhaps from my youth, or are these the first steps towards the same madness that my father succumbed to? That is the question. Alright. Considering I don't know who the boy is and I've been trying to find that out for ages, that's the library. I'm gonna go try and sit at the dining table and see if dinner is just served, for use of a better term. I can't really figure out what else would be. Oh, well, there's nowhere I can sit. In fact, it seems like my breakfast hasn't been cleared up, and yet the chair I sat on is missing. Huh.
If the old man I saw was really my grandfather Edward, then the boy must be... I need to find out if that really was him I saw.
Is this a bug? Because it says enter garden.
If the old man I saw was really my...
Do I have to wait for the rain to... is there something specific I've got to do before... Like, I'm a bit confused at that part because I'm not... I think this is the kitchen. Might be wrong though. I am wrong. Well, I mean, I assume it's not going to stop raining. Do you know what confuses me? Why lie about something that you could have so easily fabricated? I needed to go to the office to pick something up. Why say the phone's not working? What if I thought to try it to see if they'd repaired it to phone my mother? Or what if I didn't see your note, tried it to phone my mother, used it, and then realized that you said it's not working? Then what you're saying wouldn't really add up. And I wouldn't really want to be, if I was going to lie, I mean, you've already seen that my thoughts of sneaky are literally to shut everything after we use them. Like, so that they don't know we're snooping, because we don't know who we can trust yet. So far, I was kind enough to be very truthful to people in the beginning, because I think it'd be much easier.
If the old man I saw was really...
Maybe I have to go get a coat.
I better leave Cousin Eddie to his hobby for now.
Oh, okay, so Cousin Eddie is still in the basement. But yeah, no, my thought is why would you make such an oblivious lie to my bedroom? Better yet, actually. Let's go down the glitched hallway and see if any of these doors open up. It was down there that I did see... It was down there that I did see the guy, so... Before he pushed the kid down the stairs, that is. Or we could lower brightness down drastically. Temporarily, of course, till we got to night and struggled to... Hold on, if I turn the grain off... Don't know if that helps at all. Oh.
Let's see if my trusty key will get this open.
I did not see that. Well... Trusty key. Alright, so based on that going right... No, go up. That would then mean... That should be up. And that would then mean... So it would go in like that.
Not like this.
Yeah, let me examine it then.
Not like this.
Yeah, but let me... Oh, you annoying. Alright, well... Since I can't
I've never seen a
rotate...
key like this before. It feels like Father wanted me to keep it a secret.
He did. That part's clear. Try it like that.
This.
I don't understand. The last puzzle actually let me look at the lock so that I could determine exactly how I wanted it to be. This one doesn't. Because the short part is definitely... It definitely has to go in like this. But that would suggest... Oh... I figured it out. I can't open that yet. I'm 100% certain of it. There is no doubt in my mind it can't be opened yet. I have a feeling part of the reason why, though, is because my key's not finished. See, something I noticed is there's 4 different directions, and the end of my key looks like it could probably fit another piece. Kind of wish I'd recognized that sooner. That being said, it would have been 1,000 times more clear if they had allowed me to directly inspect the hole, but yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. Oh, I see. I don't want to wear a coat. Of course I don't. Why would I want to wear a coat? There is something on the table I can open, though. Oh. I mean, I would have probably bought the candle back. Oh, there is electricity. Look, there's a little lamp here. Maybe it doesn't work. Dare I say it then? positively lost. Unless I was supposed to meet her in the library now, which doesn't really add up to me if you ask me. I mean, there's no harm in looking. Oh, it's ridiculously dark again. I suppose that will do. Well, if she's here, she doesn't appear to be upstairs. Wouldn't surprise me if there was a secret room in here, though. Somewhere. In fact, that would make the most sense. Why wouldn't I take her into the study? I know it's not been opened, or in my bedroom, and tell her I wanted her to clean a spill. Surely me directing her around should be allowed. No, I didn't want to go up the stairs. Oh, what's this?
It's labelled Mallory. Perhaps another client of Mr. Harrison.
Is that all you're going to say on it?
It's labelled Mallory.
Okay, no, I got you. It's labelled Mallory. Thank you for that riveting information, Mallory. I will try and hold a memory of that. Try being the key word. What am I looking for? That is the question, isn't it? I have learned absolutely nothing about anything by coming in here. Alright. The quest log seems kind of pointless now. Meet up with Alyssa after dinner and who was the boy? Neither of those are actually quests, they're tasks for one. They're tasks as part of my overall quest. And two, if that's actually supposed to help me know, oh right, that's the same door. I need to start looking at the floor. That might be my only guide from here on. If that's actually supposed to let me know, hey, I mean, maybe I'll try and talk to the lady. I don't have anything to say to her, though. Will you go outside now, please? Do you need an umbrella?
I saw was really...
Yeah, then go outside. Maybe my game's bugged. It seems like going outside is really my only option left. I'm going to test it. See if I can't reload it and see if that doesn't fix it.
But I need to be sure. Perhaps the names are on the back.
Is that really what I needed? How would I have known that?
Grandfather Edward. Just as he looked last night. Lady Margaret. She looks happy. I can't imagine her smiling like that these days. The boy. How did he provoke Edward into throwing him down the stairs?
Sounds like he went into his office.
My family. Yet they're all still strangers to me. What's this? Looks like it's drawn in blood?
That's oddly specific.
Regardless of what I told Miss Cranon, these visions are like nothing I've ever experienced before, and they're getting worse.
I don't know how to feel about that. Not the actual mystery of it. The fact that all I was waiting, like all I was searching this house for, was a picture on a shelf. I think usually I complain when the character like gives too many clues. Like, for example, oh, I need to go and get a pen from the library. And it's like, well, yeah, we just discussed we needed a pen and where it was. Or like this happened in Life is Strange quite a bit. Every time I walked past something, they were like, oh, I remember I needed to do that. And it's a good like reminder, but obviously it gets quite repetitive, and having like a quest screen kind of makes that redundant. Obviously then it's, yeah, the quest makes it less realistic, but then hearing somebody go, oh yeah, I need a pen, oh yeah, I need a pen, oh yeah, I need a pen, is even more unrealistic, especially if they're doing it every time they walk past a shop. So like my instant thoughts is the quests in this game should have really...
Grandfather Edward. Then the boy.
Oh, I still can't enter the garden. Has my quest log changed? Find the grave from the painting. So I do need to go outside. Maybe just not here. But yeah, so it just seems like it's a very minor thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I wasn't fully paying attention. Maybe I missed something. But I was under no impression that I was looking for a picture. At all. Like, nothing gave me a hint that, oh, what I need here is a picture. Okay, I see where we are. Which means that goes to the main corridor. This goes to the dining room. Which actually means I want to exit out that way. No, because for some reason the kitchen does not go to the dining room. No, don't. This way. That's the library though, isn't it? Or is this the library? Oh no, I was right. The other one was the library. Yeah, no, it's not something I'd say like is a massive issue. I mean, it is. It's a massive issue if I've got to break Immersion and go look it up, because that's what I did. No idea what I was looking for. I scoured the house.
The old man I saw.
And clearly I still have no idea what I'm looking for, so... Let's see. Go to the first floor of the library. Go to the trophy room. Where's the trophy room? Well, I shall go find out. Trophies. Nope. Oh, damn it. But yeah, no, just I wouldn't say this one's a minor nitpick. Usually I do like nitpick tiny things that I'm like, oh, this would ease like user access and help user access rather and stuff. That one was kind of a guaranteed, hey, that's kind of a must if you're going to tell me.
It's labeled.
I've read that. Wait, wouldn't the trophy room be where the lady was? It kind of seemed more like a trophy room than a living room. Wrong way. But yeah, no, that's just, it's just a bit odd because now it's like, now he's like, yes, I must go to the garden. Like he said that twice now. We keep going under the impression that we're supposed to go to the garden. He's like, oh, well, now I know what the boy looks like. It's like, well, if you know what the boy looks like, why don't you go ask the boy? I have a feeling he would remember if somebody pushed him down the stairs. Oh, that's the library, right. But yeah, no, I don't know. It just feels, if I'm doing what I think I have to do, which is taking this card to the lady, if I can even find her. I think I went the wrong way. Don't go back. Wait, where are we? Kitchen? I definitely went the wrong way. But yeah, if I'm going where I think I'm going, at some point though, it does feel like this house is just randomly messing with me. Probably not, but it feels like I'm going into a room and it's not the room. I don't know. But yeah, no. I feel like at the very least, it would be good to have a chain of command to understand what I am supposed to be. Like, especially since we're monologuing to ourselves, it's good to like know, oh, you know, like, hey, I should show this to her and see what she says. That sort of thing.
Lady Margaret?
Yes, David?
I saw an old photograph of a boy in the other room. Something tells me she wouldn't be happy if she knew I had it in my pocket.
Ah, that was taken in 1894. Young Johnny, your father.
You can remember the exact year?
It's a funny thing when you reach my age. You can remember dates from decades ago.
But not what you had for breakfast.
Maybe others can't.
I get that he was trying to make a terrible joke, but she clearly didn't get it.
Who, may I ask, were the others in the picture?
That would be your Aunt Clara and your late great-grandmother, the last true Countess of Scahandew House. And my dear Edward, of course.
I noticed my father had a scar on his face. How did that happen?
Falling from a tree, perhaps? I can't recall. But your father was a clumsy child.
Can't recall. But you remember the date the photograph was taken.
Exactly.
I shall take my leave, Lady Margaret.
Yes.
Can I go into the garden now, or do I have to keep looking up what it is you exactly want me to do next? Just to be on the safe side, I did read something. No, no one's in here. I read something about going into the library, but it could just be that they did that after. Don't you just love directions changing because the camera changes and you kept holding the stick forwards? That's what keeps happening, by the way. I'm holding the stick forwards when I go through these things. I keep forgetting to let it go, like I'm holding it now. And then my character just sort of walks in whatever direction it considers to be forward at that point. Well, hey, we have unlocked the ability to leave. And now I can look around. Oh, nice coat.
Finally, some fresh air.
I mean, you could have opened the window. And now he runs, which allows us to move much faster. Lovely. Oh, this is actually a place I can go? Interesting.
Steady enough vessel, if you trust your swimming skills.
I don't see why you wouldn't. Oh, I saw another QTE just pop up. Oh,
can see why Rory likes this place. This view should ease even the most troubled soul.
Is Rory not the blind one? I mean, I can understand why he would like it, but is Rory not the blind one? I'm fairly certain he is. Ooh, fancy. Wait, don't go back, don't go back, don't you dare go back. Nothing to say about this fancy automobile. Oh, there he is. Actually, let's go back then. Because I know I want to talk to him. This doesn't look too much like a chapel. Or is it a chapel? Oh, it's so difficult when you don't know which way is the main way to go. I want to explore. Wait, I didn't just put on a coat. I put on like a waistcoat as well. Huh. I'm sorry, what? What is it? Oh, more photo pieces. Wait, I'm sorry, what? How did that? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Master David.
You could tell it was me.
Your footsteps. I ken the walk of everyone here.
Wow, that's rather incredible.
Aye, that it is, laddie. That it is. I hear better than most. See more than most and all.
Repeat more than most too.
Father had a similar toolbox. Back when he still fixed things around the house. When you talked about what they did to my father, what did you mean?
You shouldn't have come back. You canna go through what he did as a bairn and no be sick.
So his hospitalization was justified then?
Not for me to say. Before you think of putting down roots here, you should think on what the poison grown here did to your father. You can?
No, not really.
Really, that made perfect
If you
sense.
dinna mind, this door will no mend itself.
I'll leave you to it then.
Or you could offer a hand to help, but sure, leave him to it. No, what you said makes perfect sense. This is a very dangerous area, and before you plan on setting down your roots, you should consider whether you want to live with the dangers of this area or not. Pretty much very simple what he said. Very
It
simple.
must be hard to look after the plants when you can barely see them.
Or maybe it's a translation thing. While it wasn't long, I lived in Scotland for a while, so maybe that's why to me it doesn't sound foreign or confusing. Whereas he lived in India where they would talk completely different, so maybe hearing a Scottish person and hearing the words he uses throws him off. I don't know. That's a wild guess
Nobody
there.
left to mourn the dead or care for their graves, it seems. I've seen this before. In the painting. This is the grave I saw in that waking dream or whatever it was. The grave my father buried something in as a boy. Who's buried here? If I could just... these vines are too thick.
Too thick, you say? I'll come back with some, I don't know, weed cutters, something. I'll come back with something. But before I do,
Locked with a padlock. Andrew will have a key, but I'm not keen on waiting for his return.
interesting. It seems our criminal ways are going to once again come into light. photo piece. Okay, well, there's nothing back there. Alright, so potential bolt cutters. Though again, that's not... Maybe we find another wire? I mean, it wouldn't exactly be a good idea to break that. Everyone would know exactly who did it.
Rory's tools. A hammer, a tenon saw, a bolt cutter. All a bit rusty, but in good order. Rory's tools.
The graveyard. Is it a family plot?
Aye. No matter how high and mighty, all the Gordons end up there.
A cheery thought. It's a shame we do not have the means to properly care for the graves.
Why bother? 'Tis bones and food for worms.
Maybe so it looks nice and not morbid.
You wouldn't have to have a chapel key, would you?
Ain't set a foot in there for years, and I don't intend to either.
That'll be a no then.
Do you know who might?
May I borrow your bolt cutter?
Maybe. If I ken what you need it for.
Why would you use bolt cutters?
I need to get into the chapel.
Then maybe you should get yourself a key rather than destroying her ladyship's property.
I agree with what he said.
May I?
Maybe.
The graves. I would like to tidy.
Is that a fact?
They are my family. They deserve to be remembered.
Fair enough, laddie. Just grab it yourself, will ye?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Bolt cutters on weeds. I mean, if they can cut through bolts, they should cut through weeds. Theoretically.
Better. Cecilia Shaw, nee Gordon. Aunt Cecilia.
Now, let's see if there's something really buried in here. Another piece of the castle model.
Huh.
Another part of the model. And it's stained with what seems to be old blood. Why did Father bury this when he was a child?
Smart to never go back to it, but damn, that means he's been playing this like game since he was a kid. That means he's not touched that since then.
How could I have known that something was buried here? I don't remember Father ever telling me about this grave.
Father must have buried the chapel piece here for a reason when he was a boy. But why? And whose blood is it stained with?
That is the mystery. Well, I intended this to be a horror game. I mean, I thought it was a horror game based on the trailer. It might still be. But so far, it's got a very Sherlock Holmes vibe to it, which I'm quite liking. But anyway, we are going to do one of two things, and the first thing is go back to the house and ask the lady for a key. Oh, right, put this guy's bolt cutters back. Or don't. I mean, I don't really care, but I'm not using bolt cutters on the padlock. I 100% agree with him that we shouldn't go around. I mean, I'm all for snooping.
I need a break from this family. Let's see.
You may need a break from the family, but surely we need... I wish you'd kept the wire. I'm not breaking into that. I don't care what you say. There's got to be another way. I don't think it's a good idea to cross the line and do that. Hmm. Alright. Maybe there's a wire on the car. Or maybe there's a wire on the path. I don't know. I don't like the idea of this. I feel like this game offers you choices, but I don't think the choices are major. I think they're minor. But even so, I think the game offers you choices. And if it's going to offer me choices, I would prefer... If it's going to offer me choices, I would prefer to actually find the choice than to just accept using the bolt cutters. I mean, it doesn't really add up to me. Why would I break into my own family's thing? They'll look at me as suspicious, and if I want to survive, that's the last way I want them to be looking at me. Still don't understand how that little path goes all the way around, but okay. Come on, Rory. Do you need a hand? Oh.
I was just paying my respects to my Aunt Cecilia.
The poor innocent soul. She was another victim of this foul place.
A victim? How so?
No for me to say one way or t'other.
My God.
Seems it's nobody's place to tell me anything much.
I don't understand that. Oh, she was a victim. How was she a victim? It's not my place to say. Then how is it your place to say she was a victim in the first place?
I have some things to attend to.
Look after yourself, laddie.
It's literally like me going, I've got some gossip on, I don't know, Jonathan. And then you go, what's the gossip on Jonathan? And I go, I can't tell you. It's like, well then why did you tell me you had gossip on Jonathan in the first place? How does that make any sense? Because now I'm aware there's information, and obviously if I'm aware that the information is then there and I start like playing a practical prank on you to try and trick you into giving me the information and it works, and you sit there and you go, how dare you get the information out? Or somebody else looks at you and goes, how dare you tell him? And it's like, I was tricked. It's like, yeah, but if you didn't bait him into knowing that you knew, you wouldn't have been tricked. Moreover, why even bother? Why even bother saying anything in the first? I don't know. It's just so silly. Oh, I could tell you something. Actually, I'm not really. It's not my place to tell you something. It's like, well, then just shut the F up in the first place. That would be the preferred option. Let's see. I'm looking online to see if I can find a different way. Graveyard. Few you can inspect. Remove the plants. Well, apparently bolt cars is the only way you can get in. I don't know. That seems mildly annoying to offer choice, and then I'm like, hey, I want to keep that choice, and you're like, hey, no, I'm getting rid of the choice. It probably means that this is story conflict, but even as a minor, like there's going to be a plot point to this later. But what's the point of giving me the option then to like pick the lock earlier, or, you know, it just seems a bit contradictory.
hope you found your peace. Were you sick, like they say you were? Or the victim of this curse? This curse of the Gordons? Whatever it is, I think you may have passed it on to me.
I mean,
The place is crumbling. Not the safest spot to pray.
true. Would it have killed you to just ask for a key? I know we don't like the Lady of the Manor too much, but it wouldn't have hurt us to get it, right?
Being the chronicle of the family Gordon, as laid down by Sir Drummond Gordon, the year of our Lord, 1413.
Local legend speaks of this particular glen as being inhabited from time immemorial. Enigmatic, elaborately carved Pictish stones stand as timeless evidence of this. As for the locals, they appear prideful of the counsel they delight in giving to visitors. Traveler, beware. The Celtic peoples arrived in this place like a great beast, bringing with them the bloodlines that would eventually spawn the Gordon clan. Using their superior numbers, knowledge, and machines of war, they swiftly conquered the primeval Picts. With them, they brought too their religion and druid clerics. The magics these wise men used did shape forever the lands, even until this present day. It is said that the sempiternal burden our family carries rose at that time.
I
It
see.
is well recorded how the Empire of Rome did fail to tame the wayward Scots, that they did even raise a barrier to protect their mighty empire. What is seldom told is the truth behind their defeat. Our ancestors drew upon ancient powers to aid their victory, powers not easily fathomed by the fragile human mind. This aid did come at the greatest of costs, a debt as yet unsettled, a price we will continue to pay until the last Gordon passes to dust.
The price better be written on this last page.
For the centuries, we Gordons made the land our own. Others did bow to us, as we kept the secrets of Skahandu, the secrets of the Black Mirror. Even as tragedy and madness did fester in our foundations, we held fast and steered the land through vile English attack and worse. In time, the Gordons and the land became one.
Some pages have been ripped out. The only thing left seems to be some kind of family oath.
In blood we are bound to the land we protect, to the truths we alone may conceal. I shall forfeit my life, lest my clan should suffer. I shall forfeit my spirit to hold the darkness at bay. In blood we are bound till the day of the reckoning.
What on earth? Where's the call coming from?
Good question. I'm sorry, what is that?
Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real.
This is indeed what madness feels like. Pay attention to the sounds. You are not underwater.
All this looks like the bottom of a lake.
It is entirely the bottom of a lake.
What are you trying to show me? herself down.
She drowned herself. Right. Why would she do that?
There's a fresh wound across her stomach. The figure up there must be Edward.
Oh. Well, it doesn't look like he did it. Oh, that's nerve-wracking.
A note.
There we go.
I'm taking my baby with me to save it from this rotten family.
Find my child!
Ooh. Who are you?
Are you all right?
Oh. Wasn't expecting a sanity moment.
Did you see her? She drowned.
Calm down, you're in shock. What were you doing clambering about in here?
If I told you, you'd think me mad.
Odd. That is just what your father said to me.
I'm sorry, who are you?
What? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Leah Farber. I treated your father at the asylum.
The asylum?
Let's get you back to the castle and make sure you are all right.
You don't mind if we talk here, actually? What was that about?
What did you come here for?
I'm not sure your father's story is finished yet, and there are some things I still need to make my peace with.
What's this about an asylum?
As I said, your father was admitted.
Why? Who did that to him?
I did. But unfortunately, he managed to escape.
What? Hold on a minute. How dare you come in here and...
Told you? Your father was a madman. A complete and utter madman. Don't mind me. Please continue.
God damn.
Well, what right did you have to lock my father up in a madhouse?
I was his doctor. I understand you are in shock, but you have no right to speak to me in such a way. I was trying to help him.
He's dead. Capital job.
No, hold on just a minute.
Oh, I love her. I love us right now. That was a great answer.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, no!
Let me guess. The maid. Yep, because she was willing to open her mouth. Well, now I know of the very two people I can't trust. 3, might I add. If you were a more cautious woman, not only would you have escaped with your life, but also with your paycheck. They killed the maid, so the only person I can trust is dead.
Eddie.
Eddie doesn't seem to be a
You'll be all right.
terrible person. He seemed to have a serious crush on her.
I suggest nobody else goes down there. We should keep the room intact until the police can get here.
I shall alert them first thing in the morning. What an unfortunate accident.
An accident? You think so? Just after the madman's son turned up at our door.
And yet you were the one standing over her body with blood on your hands.
How dare you? I was too late. I was trying to help her. She...
There, my sweet boy. Let's get you to bed. Angus, would you?
Of course, ma'am.
I think we will all benefit from a good night's sleep.
I know you may have no reason to, but I need you to trust me. I'm the only one on your side when it comes to your father's death.
Lady Margaret certainly isn't.
But if I told you what I saw in the chapel, you'd have me in a padded cell, just like my father.
Why are you here?
Why did you come here? To make sure my father was successfully in the ground?
I mean...
With all due respect, Mr. Gordon, I will not allow you to speak to me or about my work in such a tone. I tried everything I could to aid your father. Your father was heavily drugged when he was brought to me, to prevent any further violent outburst, or so Lady Margaret had said. But something felt wrong, even then.
Drugged, you say? I shall stop eating the food of this house then.
So, what was my father like when you locked him up?
I didn't just lock him up. I tried to help him. He was convinced he was carrying some ancient curse, that he was being haunted by evil. I wish I had reached him, had been able to reach him.
Maybe if I threw you a bone, you'd get off my back.
Father was obsessed with the history of the family for as long as I can remember.
Did your father actually believe his family was out to get him?
Who knows? I think what scared him was beyond the physical. He used to babble about a dark force threatening him and our family.
Was that why he moved you to India? To get as far away as possible?
I believe so.
And yet, here you are, in the very place he sought to protect you from.
Really, though?
Who knows? Maybe there is an ancient evil in this place. An evil that drags us back no matter how far away we get. Even from the other side of the world.
Oh no, you came of your own
What
volition.
do you think? Was your father right? Are there things beyond the physical?
He was a disturbed man. He saw things that weren't there.
Things like a drowning woman floating in thin air.
If you really want to help me, then let us find out what the maid knew. She was hiding something, but was too scared of Angus and Margaret to tell me.
You think whatever she wanted to confide might be connected to her death?
Maybe.
Whatever I saw in the chapel, it has to be real. It has to be. A woman must have drowned herself in the loch. Because if it's all in my mind, like father, like son.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Yeah, you dumb. Are you absolutely stupid? There are 3 people in this house that will not cover our side. I don't agree with you. No, that's a terrible idea.
He's not one for cleaning up after himself.
That is a terrible idea. I'm not even considering Rory because I don't think he'd say anything. He'd say he just doesn't know. But I mean, one's already calling us a madman. God knows what she is to him. Lady Margaret is going to stand by him and the butler is going to stand by her. If they say we're both accused of this crime, we both go down, not just you. It makes no sense that we try and outsmart them without being cautious. I mean, it just looks suspicious if 2 people are going down in the cellar after we hear the police are coming in the morning, like we're trying to get rid of evidence. She's not a very bright woman, and either she's being like that on purpose, or I just physically can't trust her.
The dumbwaiter is huge.
It is. It goes all the way to the second floor, but judging by the spiders, it's not used very often nowadays.
The
Also-
spiders?
Ugh, don't ask.
These things can be closed, which I find interesting. But yeah, no, I don't know. To me, this plan doesn't make sense. Other thoughts. Other than the fact that she should have been way more careful about giving me information, I mean, she had countless opportunities to actually help me and said nothing. And I mean, I'm sorry, but the library is the worst place to try and sneak off to.
I guess we'll have the key. Unless we can find another way in.
We need to examine the maid's
No,
body in the cellar.
we don't.
To find out who killed...
To be sure.
We really
There's
don't.
not one for
I don't think that's a good idea at all. Oh, interesting. I see. She's just going to follow me around everywhere now. I don't know that I like that too much. Somehow I'm concerned that she's been sent to like keep an eye on me and is just pretending to be under the guise of helping me.
If you'd just like to wait out here, sir.
I need to speak with Eddie.
The young master and her ladyship are otherwise detained.
Fair enough.
I'll get nothing out of that boy anyway. I mean, I might get some hazard anger, but all I will do by irritating them is further push their reasoning that I'm some sort of terrible person. Though I'm pretty sure two of them know that nothing's wrong with me, I'm sure that because something's wrong with them, I will be their scapegoat. Oh really? I can just go out to the garden. I did not know that was going to actually work. Thought it was just going to say something like it did the other 50,000 times I said it.
What is it? I'll get you back.
Stop monkeying around. Come with me.
I'll come inside in a bit. Don't go. Can I just have a few
It's
more
not a request, Carol.
Don't worry. I'll be fine.
What's happening to me?
David? Is everything all right?
Don't get in my face like that.
We should make haste. Nobody in this house is particularly chatty. Not even when I have an actual question for them.
This is true. This is very true. But I could come outside. And it seems like I was supposed to come outside because there was a little... Don't want to call it a cutscene, but cutscene, technically. I mean, I don't expect her to know who any of these people are. Oh, right, it's that grave. I have a feeling the person I've been seeing, Cecilia was her name, I believe. That's the...
I have to thank you again for coming to my aid in there.
I'm glad I found you in time. Thankfully, Mr. Harrison had made an educated guess as to your whereabouts. We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
Again,
To find
we
out who killed
don't.
her.
To be sure.
Do I have to do that? I don't know if I like this. Oh, I
She was
can't.
murdered before we...
Yeah. No, now we go. find out about the drowned woman in the vision. Oh, I guess that's why I want to talk to the lady. But I don't know who the drowned woman is. Look, I don't know. I don't... Logically, right, I get that he needs... Oh, I need to ditch this lady. I need to ditch her. Oh, that sucks. I know exactly what I want to do. But with her following me. Well, that's weird. Last time I had to press to enter the house. Oh, right, but then he said he doesn't want to enter the house. The reason I want to enter is because I remembered something. Something to do with a certain mansion on the second floor. Where does this way go to? Yep, then this is the way I wanted to go. There's nothing in the library for me anymore. I mean, I'd rather go in here than go in the cellar, so... Please don't go super bright. Thank you. I don't want to use the key though. I see. Guess it doesn't matter then. It looks like I'd have to use the key before I can... Wasn't this light on in here before? Why would they... If this room's been locked this entire time, who turns the light on and off? And if you argue that it's always on, then how has nobody complained that the electricity bill is being racked up?
Do I need anything from in there right now?
Yeah, get it. Do you need anything from anywhere around here? We're just snooping for the sake of it. But if I don't find another alternative, I am going to change the way I play this game. I don't really think it makes sense to play the game cautiously if the game is also telling me to throw caution to the wind. Which is exactly what the game is telling me to do. I mean, it's not giving me another alternative, nor am I finding one. And I don't trust this woman. I don't think it makes... The police coming in the morning. Would it really hurt to wait? Like what? 6-8 hours?
There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies. Mr. McKinnon, Angus, may I have the key to the cellar?
You may not, sir. As Mr. Harrison said, it will remain locked until the police arrive.
That's a fair point. I'm just concerned that some of the game in the cellar may have been caught illegally, poached by young Eddie there.
Well...
I'd be happy to get rid of the evidence. For Eddie to be found poaching on another family's estate could prove embarrassing.
You're barely part of this family, but you have a point.
I do, and I don't think Lady Margaret would take kindly to any such embarrassment.
Upon reflection, removing the evidence may be the best course of action. Here you are, sir.
We'll listen to your dumbass idea then. Just know that I 100% positively do not approve. This is the dumbest thing we can do, and we only risk contaminating the crime scene. And I'm sorry, but last time I checked, nor you nor I am a detective, so what the F are we doing? We saw the body. How are we going to inspect it any further to know if it was a murder or not? You're a doctor. Think about what you'd actually have to do to inspect and figure out if it's a murder. You would have to touch the body, look at the point of entry, analyze those sorts of things. You're not just going to look at the body and go, oh yeah, she was murdered. You know, it's like the police officers will tell us if she was murdered. Oh, I'm lost, aren't I? Very much so. Well, that's the library. So maybe it's this one. I don't know. I think this is the part where I start to break away from the game's logic, which is a shame because so far it's been a very, I can agree and relate to my character source scenario. This is kind of out of left field and sadly bordering on the crazy side. More crazy, in fact, than...
That map. He would have never given up the Seleki otherwise.
More crazy than the visions I've actually been seeing. See, seeing visions is one thing. Disturbing, sure, but one thing. Tampering with a body to try and figure out if it's a murder or not, now that's a completely other level of stupidity. Would you get off the thing?
There seemed to be a house full of carnivores.
Yeah. I'm down here. I might as well at the very least keep my word, right? But where is it though? Where's the deer? If he chopped it up, there is no evidence. Oh, don't touch the body.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design. And it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's son.
Don't touch it.
It...
Where's that sudden draft coming from?
Her clothes. He ripped a seam open.
I see, so we are Sherlock Holmes.
The missing pendant. He threw it into the blood-filled basin.
Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please.
Your stag is here, my little doe.
Little doe? Not exactly the usual way to address the staff.
We're all here, sir. All down in the dark. Something's coming. The attic, sir. She's in the attic.
What just happened? You look like you were in some kind of trance.
I was in my Sherlock Holmes mode.
Affecting me. All the visions that you think me insane if I describe them to you.
You need to learn to trust me. I am on your side, remember?
So you say, but I remember you locked my father up too. A tiger can't change its stripes.
Ah, we connect again. Pause. So he actually did kill her and then started... Why? If he was attracted to her, why murder her?
The seam really did rip when she tried to get away from him.
Don't... You're... Absolute moron.
That's horrible.
You're not the one with your hand in it.
Idiot. And you're... Oh, I hate you. I hate you for being so dumb.
French. I don't speak French.
How do you explain how you knew that was there?
Who's Clara?
I don't know. Yet another relative, perhaps?
We should ask someone who's been around here for longer. How did you know it was there?
Fucking exactly.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. A hunch. Eddie gave this to her. We should ask him to his face just what his relationship was with her.
This isn't another ghost story, is it?
Look, you wouldn't understand. I can't...
What I do understand is that we cannot accuse a man of murder without proof.
You told me to come down here. You stupid... I didn't want to come down here. Oh, we can't accuse a man without murder, without proof. Oh, shut the fuck up. I didn't want to come down here. I didn't want to come down here at all. You forced me to come down here. I found this stupid pendant. How? None of your concern. And honestly, you are a dumb character for not coming up with a better lie. You could have just as easily have said... I should go make sure there's nothing else. It did say leave. You could just have easily have said, oh, well, you know, she had a necklace without a pendant, so I just thought maybe it was there. Just as easily as said that. What's this? Wait, no, go back. Camera. Photo pieces found. Ah. Alright, well, my hunch wasn't completely wrong then. But if I didn't find that last time, surely that means somebody just put it there. Okay, I'm starting to think these photo pieces are actually collectibles. I thought because it's like sort of a mystery game that the photo pieces would eventually go together. But no, it seems like they're actually collectibles. I'm irked by no end of this lady. Oh, am I stuck? Oh, that's not good. I am stuck. Oh, there you go. I broke free. I don't think it makes sense to look at me and get confused and say this is a ghost hunt when she's the one persecuting me to even go down there in the first place. We need to find out if it was a murder or not. Okay, we found this necklace. Oh, well, let's not do a ghost hunt. It's like, well, what the... Like, what is your change of tune? Oh, I'm on your side. You should trust me. No, I don't fucking trust you. You don't make any sense.
Do you know who Clara was?
I know who she was, aye.
And?
It's not my place to say.
Lady Mallory, as she was. She stayed on in the house after Victor passed, but she wasn't here much before. I didn't ken her that well.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie.
Burn. So her mother?
Are you convinced yet?
We need more than a first name.
Leave me alone. Give me the lantern and go to your fucking room. Go away. I don't want you around. Because how do we get that information if he can't give it to us? There is literally only 3 other people who can give me that information and they're all in the same room, which leads to exactly what I didn't want it to lead to. Them looking at us and going, well, hey, why were you strifling around in a pool of blood? What were you looking for? I've got 2 pleas there, insanity, or they accuse me and I'm a suspect. What a fucking idiot. How are you both this dumb? How are you both this stupid? I don't get it. If it leads down either of those paths, I stop playing this game. I can't support playing a moron.
There's no doubt about
Yeah, I know where his loyalty lies.
what happened to Father here. I can...
I see. Alright, I'm an idiot, actually. Maybe I should keep playing this game. Well, no, I'm not, because I think I've figured out what I need. Or where I need to go, rather. But I think by being stressed by the stupidity thrown at me, I kind of just overlooked it. You see, she gave me a really key piece of information while I was ranting at her. She said she needs more than a first name. And Rory said all the unfortunate members of our house end up here, so that would suggest, should I go outside and go to the gravestone, I will find oh, don't go back into the house. I will find her second name. That being said, none of this really makes sense. We're not detectives. I'm not Sherlock Holmes. This is not my job. I'm literally here to grieve my father and have the estate put into my name, to which I believe we should really just get the hell out of Dodge after that happens. Instead, this woman's like, hey, trust me. But then goes, oh my gosh, not another ghost story. Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to trust you, or... Alright, I see not a single name. You're useless, go away. That would suggest... I keep getting stuck on tiny things.
Are you convinced yet?
No, she's not convinced. Well, while the graveyard was a smart play, it doesn't seem like I found anyone buried here. Actually, a minor hunch to test, because this game has that flaw where it didn't let me go outside because I didn't have a picture. A picture which practically gave me absolutely no information. I didn't even show it to the lady that I pulled it out to use it on. Okay, I can't go. I really don't get that picture part. Why we took it. Because he even said, like, oh, she wouldn't be appreciative if I said I took it. It's like, yeah, then why did you? What benefit does it have in your possession? I don't know. What does my objective say? Right, find out more about the drowned woman. Well, I find that maybe I have to rely on another vision then.
Oh, stunning. How curious. Come and look at this.
What on earth have you found?
Look, they form a clear circle.
This can't be a fluke.
Well, looks like one of the stones is missing.
A heavy enough stone to weigh yourself down with.
No, I want to examine the other one. That looks more definite.
Something's carved into each one.
No, I don't want to talk to you. You know, he doesn't have anything relevant. Get out of here. Thank you.
I've never seen a rose like this before.
I have. The gardener, Rory. He brought some down from the glass house.
Maybe it's some sort of makeshift grave. Maybe she wasn't directly one of us, so they didn't have to bury her up there, or maybe because the body wasn't found. But then how would he know to bury it near the water? Unless they knew that she drowned. That would be strange. Don't know why, but that car's placement seems odd. Who are the roses for?
That's an unusual looking rose. I noticed one lying by the side of the loch.
Aye, that's been me. A flower for the flower of Skahandu, Cecilia.
My aunt? They're for her?
I grew 'em for her. She loved the roses, did Cecilia. No the red ones, though. Made her think of blood, ye ken.
Forgive me, but wouldn't it be more fitting to place them on her grave?
Why, she's no there, is she, laddie? That's not where she rests. And I don't much stand by your modern god.
Modern?
Rory, what happened to her? What happened to Cecilia?
I'm not in the mood to open old wounds, laddie.
Modern god. Uh-huh. Suddenly my Lovecraft senses are tingling.
There are some strange markings carved into the stones on the shore.
Runes, aye. I'm old-fashioned, I suppose. Still hold to the old ways.
Superstitions don't gain validity just by being believed in for a long time.
I'd watch that. Your precious science doesn't have all the answers, lassie.
May I have some of the roses, Rory? I'd like to place them on Cecilia's grave.
What's she to you? You didn't ken her.
No, I didn't. But she's family. And besides, Father always spoke fondly of her. He would even smile as he talked about playing in the gardens with her as a child.
He did he? Aye, well, that's good to ken. I should have some left in the glass house.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie.
He's no longer there. Alright, my rant's over. I don't care anymore.
Lassie, but you can't go in. It's for family only.
Just hold on a moment.
No, it's okay. I quite understand.
Oh, her.
You go ahead, and I'll wait here for you. If I must.
Aye, you must.
Yes, you must. Yeah, stand there. What the hell? I thought you meant I couldn't go in. I was like, you just told me I could. No, she?
No, it doesn't look like I have green fingers.
I beg to differ. I mean, you created roses.
Looking to break some more locks, laddie.
And that's why we shouldn't have done it.
Are these...
Aye, Cecilia's roses.
They're beautiful.
I like to think so.
But they seem to be the only thing that grows here.
There was something here. I don't know if I was supposed to reach it in a certain time.
These are... dead as dodos.
Hard to raise anything beautiful here, ever since Cecilia's gone.
Except the roses. Interesting. Celtic gods. Maybe it's not Cthulhu, but another set of gods. What are our Celtic gods? Would Celtic be different from Norse? I believe it would be. I'm interested. Let's go find out what Celtic gods. Dagda. Why do I feel like I've heard that in this game already? Brigid. Brigid sounds familiar. Interesting. Okay.
Can you tell me about
Hopefully it's
Cecilia?
Celtic gods and not
What was she
Lovecraft.
She was a lovely lassie, but she had more than her share of troubles.
Grandfather Edward.
You ken well enough, son.
You said she wasn't in her grave.
Aye, that I did.
Did she drown?
She did. Killed herself. Her body was never found. Now all I have of her is my memories. And they are not what they were. And this.
I'm gonna touch that, aren't I?
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, aye. For me. Girl must have cut her fingers 100 times doing it. On the thorns, ye ken.
Oh, I once again walked into this world. Interesting. Okay, I do touch that.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
What the hell are you doing to her? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Was I just killed by a ghost?
Are these...
Aye.
They're beautiful.
Oh,
Like look in.
Yeah. I get you. I will talk to you after I clear that.
Can you tell?
She was a... You can't...
Wow, that's odd.
Aye.
Did she...
Was I supposed to find something? Seemed kind of strange.
That is a...
Does that mean the other time I was doing this, I could have potentially died? That's disturbing to think about, actually. What would they have said? I wish there was a little bit extra on that death scene to let me know
Unworthy of the name Gordon.
how people would have reacted to seeing me dead.
You coward!
Alright, he's gonna throw something over here. I see if I stand in a certain place, I die. Oh, get away from it, get away. That's annoying. That's so annoying, but you walk so slow. You are a scumbag. I should save the game afterwards so that I don't have to keep doing that over and over again. Oh, yeah, yada yada.
But they seem to be the only thing that grows here.
Look in.
Oh, that is... I don't know. Minor frustration to that. Probably built up on the frustration of the logic of the characters.
Can you tell me about... Grandfather?
You can't.
You said...
I don't know. It feels like the way we're going about things isn't exactly the most logical way or even the smartest way. It seems like the illusion of choice that the game started off
She made it.
with, like, hey, tell the truth, lie, like, open it with a wire or open it with a, you know, it seems like that sort of illusion is gone. I mean, it was subtle, but it was things like that that I was kind of really enjoying, and now they're just not present.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon. But why? Why can't I go and get that? Pick it up. There you go. What? 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 The absolute... Yeah, that's poor. That's absolutely poor. I think this might not be so bad if there was some explanation of how this like ghost hunting side of things should work. Especially since it seems to be a mechanic they have like given me twice now. The first time it seems like I got super lucky in not getting killed. I wasn't even aware that was like a potential death state. I mean, something felt up, but I couldn't possibly tell you what it was.
You can't. You said. Shit.
Alright, here goes. Blah, blah, blah. Don't understand why a ghost would kill me in a memory like that, though. Because the memory only starts, which means it's actually a memory. It's not... Why would a ghost want to repeat the same thing over and over again the second it realizes that I'm aware of its presence?
Unworthy of the name Gordon.
Maybe, but...
Get away from her, you coward!
Who even says that? But you see it shines here, but then it stops. So when am I supposed to get that information? I don't know what that said. How am I even supposed to work it out if I've got to rapidly... Alright. Am I supposed to get it when he marks her hand as well? See, now it pops up, but it's already too late. I guess I'll have to try and close in for the one where he stabs her.
He scratched the word Baron into her arm. What a monster.
That information doesn't even feel useful. Alright, throw it. Throw it.
You monster!
Who is that old woman? It takes courage to confront Edward like that.
They lied to me.
Who did?
All of them.
This is why we should have gone to bed, you moron. Let the police do their job.
Was Cecilia not able to have children? Did that anger Grandfather Edward?
Maybe you can see well enough too, son. Maybe you can. It wasn't her, it was her husband. He was the bother. Couldn't, you ken?
Yeah,
I think so,
he was infertile.
Aye, well, Edward blamed Cecilia for it. for picking the wrong man for her mate.
Wow.
What just happened?
I could ask you the same thing. You started to talk to yourself. And then you were throwing your arms about like you were fighting something. I couldn't see what. You started bawling and the lassie came in to see what was going on. She tried to settle you, but you just went for
Well,
it.
she's not supposed to be in here, so she should have kept her damn ass outside.
I saw an old lady. She wore a long, flowing dress. Her voice was strong, determined.
Sounds like Rosemary. She was Lady Margaret's mother. You'll be fine, laddie. You just need some fresh air. This place can get to you.
Well, I'll tell you this much. If there's anyone I trust in this entire madhouse, it's him. No one else. Not even dumb doctor over there. I assume I don't need a rose anymore. Well, out we go then.
I need to know if there's proof to what I saw.
Right. I think he threw the scissors over here. Wait, examine the top one first.
Right there. Edward was furious. Seems like him and great-grandmother Rose didn't see eye to eye.
Agreed.
The secateurs should be... Here they are. How could I know? This seems awfully accurate for a forgotten memory.
Forgotten? You wouldn't have been there. Not a forgotten memory.
Trust your instincts, laddie.
Oh, I will do. I'll trust him even more if I don't have a doctor on me.
Are you all right?
Stay outside next time.
I'm fine, thank you. I think this place is starting to get to me. I think that Edward may be responsible for the death of my Aunt Cecilia. Not directly. She drowned herself in the loch. I think that Edward drove her to it.
Old families usually have a skeleton or two in the cupboard.
Yes, but my family has a graveyard full. I feel like the madness that runs through this family, through these walls, is starting to seep into me too.
I can help you, but you need to open up.
No.
You need to start talking to me.
Absolutely not.
You would not believe me if I told you.
Stubborn. Just like your father.
The father you locked up.
Whatever secret this family is hiding, it's costing lives. Cecilia, the maid. My father. God knows how many more over the years.
What now? I just don't get it. I don't get the logic of agreeing to trust her with information that she clearly isn't. In fact, what do you even have to say for yourself?
We need more.
Yeah, right, exactly. Thought you'd say that. Yeah, I don't know. I just hate to say it. She's not very helpful. And she seems like more of a problem than a...
If Eddie really gave her that pendant, he might be her killer, and I might not be losing my mind. Nobody in this house is particularly...
Oh, yikes. Okay. But I'm stumped though. What do I do? Like, do I have something? A pendant. What can I do with it?
The maid could never have afforded this. This is a trinket of the rich, not a servant. The maid could never have afforded this.
Yeah, I
This
know
is a
that.
trinket of the rich,
Oh, right, that's the
not
French she was
servant.
talking about. Yeah, I don't really know where to go anymore. I don't know. Maybe this is a good cut-off point. I think this game's kind of derailed to a sadly stupid point. I think the problem that most choice games have, I mean, it's not strictly a choice game and I didn't see it advertised as such, but I think the problem with like introducing choice to like the first couple of options is it gives the player the illusion that they have a choice, and that builds a really strong level of immersion, which is good. However, if you give a player that illusion and then you absolutely take away choice at every next like option to take it away, it makes the first stuff feel like a gimmick. And instead of like you having this really strong immersion, you get a really shattered immersion, because all of a sudden you're like, right, yeah, this is a game, I don't get choice. Whereas if you don't give choice in the first place, you build immersion off the fact that you didn't have a choice and you're just doing what the character's going to do regardless of whether you like it or not. This sort of stuff happens all the time in games like, I don't know, Spider-Man, for example. In Spider-Man, all the missions are the missions. You know what it is. You know what the story is. You know you're not going to get a choice into how Peter Parker acts, but then how Peter Parker acts becomes the immersion control, because you don't expect him to act out of character. You expect him always to be Peter Parker. The problem here is that his initial actions are really based on my choices, but then his actions now are completely different to what my initial choices were, which were essentially to like make sure you're as least conspicuous as possible. Things like dipping his hands in blood and breaking open a bowl, which everybody knows I broke open, and even the gardeners looked at me and gone, wow, well done, you thief. Like, even though he's like joking, of course, he's saying you're gonna break something else, it's really a jest. But it kind of just puts me in a realization that like it's not a free roam, it's not like a free identity game where I can actually make a choice between two distinguishable options like I did in the beginning. And I think that's kind of what's broken my immersion with it. To make matters worse, I don't really trust the lady I'm forced to run around with. I don't really agree with the idea of being forced to run around with her. It doesn't really make sense that somebody would look at me, show up out of the blue, and then go, I'm here to help you, and I saved your life. So don't get me wrong, yeah, guaranteed I fell, and guaranteed she did save my life. But then the thing is, while she couldn't have prepared to save my life, it does seem rather convenient that she just like popped up and happened to be here. Furthermore, it seems even more convenient that she's like, oh, well, I want to know more about what happened to your father. Yeah, how? She hasn't actually explained that. She's said that twice now. How would her being here have actually given her any more answers than she would have got? In fact, would her job even permit her to go and investigate? Like, let's imagine, right? You're a psychiatrist or whatever she is, and you've got a patient and you're trying to help them. They run away, they die. Do you think that psychiatrist is then like permitted to go rummaging through their things in their house? Because the answer to that question is absolutely no. The case is closed. You failed to help. You're not really allowed to do that. There would be no grounds to doing that. The only grounds to doing that, and it would be done by like a detective, would be if the guy says there was clues to the body locations of people he murdered, because then the detectives, after he died, would still want to find those bodies, would rummage through his things. That would make sense. There's no cause for her actually being here other than, well, basically I'm nosy. And to be frank, the fact that no one else has kicked her out brings even more concern, because if you think about it, I'm actually the son of the damn guy and I can't get any information out of anyone. So some random doctor comes into the house and she doesn't get kicked out by 3 people who don't want to give me information and pretty much control the damn place. Yeah, highly doubt that. She then feeds me this sob story about how he was pretty drugged up, but she doubted it. And it's like, well, if you doubted it, why did you keep him locked up? It's like, oh, well, he escaped. It's like, well, yeah, why did you keep him locked up if you doubted it? What reasonable doubt Like, I think if you have reasonable doubt, you must find reasonable reason to explain why you would keep him locked up. Like, if somebody came up to me, like drugged me and said, oh, well, this person's mad, and it happened to be my mum, you know, if you're just going to take her word from it and not do any like sort of evaluation yourself, it's a bit concerning. Now, if she's saying she did an evaluation herself and considered him to be crazy, then why would I want her on side? Because exactly what he's going through is exactly what I'm going through. And as she's already stated, if it's some ghost thing, then I don't want to hear it. Like, it's not exactly what she said, but she didn't exactly want to run off ghost logic. But ghost logic is how I found the pendant. And I didn't even tell her that it was ghost logic. I just told her it was a hunch, and she's like, oh, it's ghost logic. So she's already against me using the logic that I'm using, even though I gave her reasonable grounds, because there are reasonable grounds. If you see somebody holding a necklace and it's not got any sort of pendant on it, but it looks like it should, and you decide, well, look around in the blood. Don't get me wrong, this is again a detective's job. And you look around in the blood, it's like, yeah, there's reasonable cause to look there because you're looking for the potential pendant. If you don't find anything, you don't find anything. But yeah, I don't know. Personally, that little rant needed to get off my chest before we begin the next episode. I don't think I can trust her. I think her turnaround seems a bit too suspicious. I think the fact that she's trying to get me to trust her seems a bit too suspicious. And I think if she had any sort of like logical notion as to why I wouldn't trust her, a woman I've literally just met, she might understand and be more compassionate to the fact that I don't want to trust her. I mean, I can't go up to some random person on the street and go, well, I'm a doctor and I'm trying to help you, so trust me. If that random person is surrounded by people he cannot trust, I cannot expect him to turn around and just trust me like that and then go, look, I need you to trust me. It's like, look, you know, like, of course, I hope he can trust me. And in that scenario, trusting me could, yeah, save his life. But in this scenario, trusting her does nothing for me. Trusting her means I give her information that might lead me to being either incarcerated for a murder, because again, her idea to go into the damn basement, locked in a loony bin because I tell her that I start to see ghosts, or she turns around and goes, yeah, I was a double agent essentially working for the lords of the house, not you, the other ones, the female lord. It's like none of these options really seem conveniently good. Maybe it's just me, they just don't. But yeah, those were my thoughts. I'll keep playing it anyway, and well, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.